this plank would fail and expose our entire network. Everything depends on it.
Gleen, hi Neve. I'm Flávia. I'm from Brazil, but I'm speaking from Lisbon. So, congratulations for the show. You know, like I really love the second season. I'm waiting for the third one. I hope you're working on it already. To begin, I would like you to talk a little bit about how this, show, even if it's about special agents and they are, Krav Maga, and all the action scenes involved, it feels really, down to earth. You know what I mean? Like real people struggling emotions and anger and rage and, vendetta. I wish you could talk a little bit about it, how you mixed this special agent atmosphere and real women, which I love.
I remember when we first rehearsed together, me and Glenn, I remember talking that although the action takes a big part of the show and we love action and it's fun and it's entertaining, we really focused on telling the truth, the underneath truth that every character carries, every storyline has in the series, because I believe that that's almost the most important thing, to tell the real difficulties and challenges and things that every character is going through.
And a life can depend on how much you trust, which is very hard. And so it's not only getting to as the characters meet each other and get to know them, it's can I trust you with my life? And I think that's one of the things that binds the two characters together as the story progresses.
Yeah, I love the dialogue when your character tells her, my life depends on you. You know what I mean? Like, because you're really together, two women in this dynamic. You play a great game together. How was to work for you both?
It was really fun. It was a lot of fun, And it came down to how we looked into each other's eyes. I think then, because the characters would in reality be sussing out the truth and needing to find the truth, and you have to be able to look right into somebody to the back of their head. And I think we had a chance to have scenes like that, and it always is, to me, worth gold.
We're playing a long game here.
Who sent you?
Trust me.
It was very important for us to have an authentic show and to show the Iranian people in a way that wasn't known before, because a lot of times the Iranian people are portrayed in a stereotyped way, connected to the conflict, to the nuclear conflict, and I don't think there's a television show or a series that really tried to dive into their real lives. And this was very important for us, to have a nuanced and a complex way of looking at the Iranian people.
I think that another thing that we bring from Israeli filmmaking is, I think you're absolutely right. I think our strength is in trying to show a real world in the tradition, of maybe European cinema, to tell human stories. We're not very used to tell big genreistic stories. In Teerã, we were able to take a genre, which is espionage thrillers, and turn them into something that's both entertaining and yet realistic and touching upon the small stories of people. So I think that's our success.
I agree, and like real people, And Glenn, you've learned many things, like Farsi, and you are a special agent and other things. How was for you, like this new challenge? What was the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge was learning Farsi. I wished I could have studied it for 6 months instead of 2 months, but the whole goal, I mean, of course, I should have been able to speak it fluently, because my character would, but I wanted to be able to, when I did speak it, to speak it well enough to have a Farsi-speaking person be surprised and pleased. And that was very, very important to me. So we worked very hard on that before I went to join the company, but also I had 2 different people on set all the time to check on the Farsi.
Yeah, and also refugees now. It's beautiful this, that the refugees were working, were part of the crew.
تلاوی با خاک یکسان خواهند شد.
This operation is highly classified. We need to stop him cold.
I was watching the interviews with the real women agents, and it really moved me, you know, like, because they are so fascinating. So
Yes.
I wish you could talk a little bit how you created this woman, you know, Tamar, but also how did you have the idea of bringing Gleen Close, you know, and creating a mature woman, a spy?
Tamar, we wanted a woman, a young woman that has an identity questions, because, you know, Israel is a society of immigrants, and to put an immigrant to be an agent and then to send her back to her native country, this is a very good conflict to start with. And I think a lot of immigrants and refugees all around the world are in this conflict, you know. They come to maybe the enemy countries to live in. So we thought that could be a very good starting point for the series. And about Gleen Close, we wanted to put in a Western woman who fell in love with Iranian man like 40 years ago in the times of the revolution, who came to Iran because she believed in the revolution and then disillusioned by the revolution. And when Gleen Close's name came up during our casting meetings, it was a dream come true. At first, we really didn't believe we could get her, but it was very quickly that she agreed, and she was fascinated by the show, with the challenge of her role, the fact that she learned Farsi, and to be an espionage genre, I think that's something she really didn't do before. All of these things, I think, made this a very good connection with Gleen.
If you pull this off, we'll help you escape. Can you handle it?
I'll see it through.
I know you will.
And for you, Neve, you know, after the first season when you learned so many things, so many challenges, what is the new challenge in this one?
I think for me, almost every scene was a challenge. I can't remember not even one scene that I came on set was like, okay, this one is easy, I'm fine. I was really stressed about everything. And that was the most beautiful and challenging thing about working on it. Even if it's, you know, the action scenes or emotional scenes or working with Gleen for the first time, it was a very intense process.
Yeah, she's very intense, yeah. Okay, girls, thank you so much, and waiting for the third season. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Be careful. Faraz knows Tamar better than anyone in Iran. I trust you to take care of him.
Tamar?